Hello, I'm Danielle Callan, and welcome to my summary of learning for EdTech 300. Before university, the only technology and social media that I was really aware of was Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. However, with my Twitter account, I had no idea how to use it or what its purpose was for. Going into my first ECS 110 class, I was told you will need a WordPress. A what? What is blogging? What are you asking me to do? I was so scared and confused to move out of my comfort zone with social media and try blogging. But as I went on with blogging, it seemed okay and I did get used to it. I used blogging for so many of my education classes like ECS 100, 110, 200, and 210. So here I was walking into EdTech 300 thinking I would be okay. Well, I was wrong. Katia threw so much new technology and concepts at us in the first couple of weeks, I was scared. You may be wondering what was thrown my way, so sit back and let me tell you a few things that stuck out to me. First, Katia told us that we would be video chatting on Zoom, which I had never even heard of. Then went on to say we would be blogging each week, creating our own learning projects, and tweeting daily. I learned about creating a personal learning network, which I never knew I could meet and connect with so many people that share the same interests as I do. I finally learned what a hashtag was really meant for and how it could help me connect with so many others. Also, educational chats, you can't forget about those. On Twitter, I became an active participant by sharing resources to my fellow EdTech friends, retweeting others, and using hashtags. By creating a bio and highlighting who I am, what I am passionate about, using different hashtags, and joining different chats, I was able to grow my personal learning network, which is a group of people or organization that I've connected with. Once Katia threw us right into hashtag SaskEdChat to get us understanding Twitter better, I was finally able to understand Twitter and how useful it is. I even joined in on more SaskEdChats and the new Teachers Tribe chat. I began to see how important keeping a positive digital identity is. It was interesting to see what we do online is still connected to what we do offline. I think we all have one identity and we need to be aware of what we post online because if we leave a negative digital footprint, it could hurt us in the future for possible jobs. I enjoyed learning how important keeping a positive digital identity was and how many employers will look at our digital identity when thinking about hiring us, which is why Katia helped open my eyes to the importance of creating an e-portfolio compared to handing in a paper resume to an employer. So throughout this semester, while working on my class blogs and learning project, I started to work on my e-portfolio. I created a teaching philosophy, a section for future lesson plans. I showed my I believe statements, professional development, and more. Through my ECS 325 class, I was able to receive a site visit from the Government of Saskatchewan, and in my ECS 200 class, a completion of 20 hours for my community-based service learning. And if anyone would like to follow my blog or read any of my blogs, here is the link. In the article, The IRL Fetish, Nathan Jurgensen makes the point how we never really turn off social media. He says, quote, "Social media is more than something we log into, it is something we carry within us. We cannot log off." End quote. For myself, I was never taught about creating a positive digital identity until EdTech 300. But for my students, it is my job to teach them. I need to have an understanding of all the different social media and technology that is out there. I can only do so much for my students while they are inside the classroom, so it is important to teach the students how to be safe online and the importance of being safe online, so when they are outside of the classroom, they continue to be safe. But it is important for educators not to just ignore and take away the technology, but instead teach the students to use them properly. After digital identity, we started to discuss digital citizenship and cyberbullying, but as we have seen in many cases, once technology is involved, so can cyberbullying. With the hopes of talking about being safe and discussing cyberbullying with the students, they will not participate in cyberbullying while using technology. In class, we talked about the Amanda Todd case and how this is an important example of cyberbullying that we could show our students. It shows the importance of teaching students to be safe online and why they need to think before they post, share, and make their presence online. Just like in the TED Talk we watched, and Monica Lewinsky states, quote, "With every click, we make a choice. The more we saturate our culture with public shaming, the more accepted it is, the more we see cyberbullying," end quote. We need to use these real-life examples to show students how wrong cyberbullying is. If students never get taught about cyberbullying, they may never realize how wrong or in trouble they will get if cyberbullying someone. Teachers need to be aware of the cyberbullying that may be going on in their classroom, which is why they need to create a safe environment so students experiencing cyberbullying would feel comfortable enough to talk about it. Hopefully, with talking about cyberbullying inside of the classroom, the students will not cyberbully outside of the classroom. So, my 3 major takeaways were Twitter, learning about digital identity, and the importance of teaching about cyberbullying within the classroom. But the number one thing that stood out to me compared to any other university class that I've taken was that I got to decide my own learning for a portion of this class. I decided to learn ASL because I thought it was a beautiful language and it would be beneficial in the classroom. I have learned so much throughout my learning project that I even connected with the co-founder of the ASL app that I was using to learn from to check out my signing, and I even had a conversation with one of my classmates. For myself, being a future educator, I am responsible for the learning of students, which is why I need to become aware of the technology and the positive ways it can be used inside the classroom. I was nervous for EdTech 300 because I did not know that much about technology, and I know for many of my students' parents, they will be fearful about me bringing technology into the classroom. So I will use the knowledge that I have learned throughout the semester to show these parents how important technology is for their children. We need to face the reality that technology is not going anywhere, so we better start getting comfortable with it. I suggest to anyone wanting to learn about technology to take this class.